Hello, my most amazing artists. Today we're going to use our sketchbooks to practice drawing some different face parts for our self-portraits. Now you're going to get back your old portrait that we painted last week after reading The Colors of Us, which it will have your name on the back. You can grab that as well as your sketchbook. If you don't have a sketchbook, don't worry, we'll get you a piece of paper to practice because we don't want to go right drawing onto here until we practice first because you might be drawing a little different than you have before. Now if you've drawn your self-portraits like this in the past, that's called a stick figure. We're going to try not to do any stick people today or any smiley faces like that. We're going to try to really make it real looking. So I was practicing before I came on here. I was practicing my own nose, mouths, eyes, things like that. I'm going to flip to a new page in my sketchbook. I'm filling it up as much as I can while I practice. And I'm going to draw my head and my neck so I can practice before I add it to my final one. I'm going to practice drawing some eyes. When I draw eyes, I make, instead of just two dots, I actually make a shape that's a little bit pointed at the end. What I do is I make a rainbow or an arch, a curved line, and then I make another one at the bottom. Now, if that's a little tricky, what you can do, I'm going to do it again over here for my other eye, make an arch up and around for a rainbow, and then I turn it. I flip it upside down, and I do the same thing on this side. All right, so after I do that and make that funny shape, it kind of looks like a lemon shape. Then I put a circle right in the middle. I put a big circle in the middle. That is my eye. Now, if you want to get into really realistic detail to look like you, I'm going to put something called the pupil of your eye. That's the little black dot in the middle. And now you have eyes that look pretty real. Now, instead of just drawing your eyes like dots or circles, if you do that, that's okay, as long as you have a circle that's around that dot. So I want you guys to practice some eyes. We're also going to practice drawing eyebrows. Those are important. They go on top of your eyes. Now, they're all different. If you draw your eyebrows like this, you look angry. If you draw your eyebrows like this, you might look surprised. If you draw your eyebrows like this, you might look a little silly. So you can practice drawing different kinds of eyebrows, but I want you to pick what looks like you. So I'm going to draw that same arched line on top of my eyes. If you really want to get realistic, you can even make it 3D. Make it a 3D shape and make it bigger. Now, practicing noses. If you draw your nose like this, that's okay. That's called an L nose. But we want to try to draw different types of noses. Maybe like that. Or maybe you want to try to draw it even more realistic. So you could do an L nose. You could do a nose like this. But if you really want to try to make it look real, you could draw a nose like that that curves around. You could draw a nose like that. You could draw a nose like this. There's a few different ways, and I'll have some help on your table for you. But I'm going to keep my nose like that. Now I want to think about my mouth, and I'm going to practice these things on my person too as I go. Eyebrows, eyes. Oh, and when you're putting your eyes on your paper, make sure that you put them about halfway down. Your eyes aren't way up by your forehead. They actually start around the middle of your face. Now, after I have my eyebrows, eyes, nose, now I need a mouth. So to make my mouth, I'm going to think about if I want to be happy in my portrait. A lot of you might just put a line like this for your mouth, and that's okay, but we want to try our very best to make some more parts on that mouth. That might be adding a line at the top, adding a line for where our lips meet. Maybe we want to just do a smiley mouth like that, but even if you do a mouth like that, you can add lips to it. There's a lot of different ways that you can make your mouth. You want to add teeth? Put a teeth to it. It's up to you. So I'm going to make a smiley mouth. I'm going to make mine. I'll just smile without showing any teeth. I'll make it like that. All right. So today, that's all we have to do is practice our eyebrows, our eyes, our nose, and our mouth. If you want to, you could even add ears. Ears are just little lines over there. We can add some ears on today. Now, once you've had enough practice in your sketchbook, and we're all going to practice first, then we can go to our portrait. Now, when you're doing on your portrait, I would suggest using a pencil first in case you make a mistake. But you will also have some exciting tools like Sharpies, you'll have crayons, and you'll have oil pastels that you can use to add color to your portrait. So I'm going to draw mine in pencil first. I'm going to start with my eyes. I'm going to start them around the middle of the face. They're not way up here. I'm going to start them right around here. I'm going to draw that rainbow one over here. I'm going to do the one on the bottom. If I need to flip it so I remember how to do that, I can. Then I'm going to put my circle in the middle. And then after I do that, I'll make the pupil.
how I want my nose to look. Maybe I'll do those 3 little bumps there for my nose. Then I want to think about my mouth. If I want to show it smiling, I'll make a big smile. Maybe I want to show teeth. So I'll show teeth in here. I'll make that where my teeth go. And maybe even I want to add ears, because we forgot to do that while we were painting. And the good thing about having a sketchbook is you can look back and forth and say, oops, I practiced eyebrows. But I forgot to add eyebrows. That's why my person looks a little funny right now. So maybe I'll go back and add eyebrows on. And the more you do it, it will look more and more realistic. But I want you to notice that we're not adding any hair today. The reason is we're going to have really fun, a lot of fun gluing our hair on. We're going to do some fun stuff when it's time to add the hair. So today, yes, we're not going to have any hair. We're just going to draw our portrait. Today, we can add some hair as well. If you want to add hair, if you get to it, only if you get to it, we can add some hair
on the rest of our paper. And to do that, you would be drawing the top of your hair, which is called your hairline. It actually doesn't start on top of your head. It actually goes around your head and wraps around. So maybe some of our ears, if you have long hair, won't be showing. Maybe it will.
But this is another thing that we want to practice. We want to practice drawing our hair in our sketchbooks first. Maybe I'll draw lines for where my chin goes, so it's looking a little bit more real.
I'm ready in pencil. I could trace it in Sharpie. Now this is going to be up to you if you want to trace in Sharpie or if you want to just start coloring. I would suggest tracing in Sharpie because it's really going to make your lines stand out so that everybody can see this at the art show for my awesome artists.
Everybody's so excited to see your self-portrait. I know for a lot of you this is your first self-portrait you've probably ever drawn.
Use oil pastels. I can look in, I can use the crayons, I could use both. I'm going to try to color in my ears, the color of them to match, if I can match it. If I can't, that's okay. Maybe I'll find a white for my teeth. You can mix oil pastels together to get the color that you want.